Hi, I'm Carissa, and this is my life lesson. The one topic I feel most strongly about that has taught me a lot of lessons would be smoking. My whole life I was around smokers. Everyone seemed to be smoking except for my mother. I never liked it, but that's what I was used to. When I was about 8, we moved into a new house, and my mom told my dad that he could no longer smoke in the house anymore. I wish he told him that sooner because it was great not being around secondhand smoke all the time. He was also limited to smoking only in his truck when we were driving. I have never once picked up a cigarette in my life, and I want to keep it that way. I see people I'm surrounded with every day struggling to quit because they want to, but they can't. My dad had gone for laser therapy to quit, and he was able to for about 6 months before he went back to it. Anytime he tried before that, he was miserable to be around because it's a horrible addiction. Back in February of this year, my grandfather was diagnosed with lung cancer. We were shocked to be told the size of the tumor that was on his lung. Surgery, chemo, and radiation weren't options for him because of his age and his health. After spending numerous days discussing as a family what to do and where to go from there, we looked further into cyberknife surgery. This is a surgery in which they pinpoint it, and with any luck it will shrink in size. We have recently received his first results back on the turnout, and it shrank in size a little bit, which is definitely progress. He will continuously go for tests each month to monitor it, and until then we hope for the best. Another reason I take lung cancer and smoking so serious is because my best friend's mom had passed away in January from it. She also is a big smoker, and it's unfortunate how serious it gets. It seemed to be under control, and she was feeling better after both chemo and radiation, until one day they rushed her to the hospital to find out it spread to her brain. She spent the rest of her time in ICU in a specialized hospital. It wasn't long before her body began to shut down and her health proceeded to get worse. Now her kids are forced to live the rest of their life without their mother there to watch them grow, and that is devastating. It's your choices every day that hurt both yourself as well as those around you. My aunt, who is like my second mother, was diagnosed with lung cancer 6 years ago. She had 3 grown children and a son who at the time was 8. They were going to do surgery, but her body repelled against it, so they were stopped doing radiation and chemo on her. Like many, she lost all of her hair and became extremely sick and weak. It was horrifying to watch her go through this with such a slight chance of survival. My family would get calls at 3 a.m. to come to the hospital because she was rushed in and not doing well. Her fever sped constantly, she was put on ventilation and hooked up to IVs. My cousin at such a young age had to witness his mother going through such misery. A majority of the time we wouldn't want him to go see her because we didn't want to make him scared, and it was difficult for him to understand. Those 6 months, my cousin was at my house all the time because my aunt was always in the hospital. 6 months of ongoing radiation and chemo, all because of smoking. It was hell. She is a miracle and my inspiration every day. She has now been in remission for 5 years. Spending so much time with her, there are a lot of things I've changed, and I wish she would live life a little more, knowing the fact that life for herself was almost taken from her. Her diagnosis with lung cancer still affects her to this day, despite being in remission for 5 years now. She lacks energy on a daily basis. She has never-ending doctor's appointments, MRIs, and CAT scans, and the thing that has really taken its toll is her memory. She is definitely not the same person she used to be. It has affected her health and her greatly. But there is still so much to be thankful for. Smoking can truly ruin your life forever. The lesson I have learned through my experience have definitely changed my opinions on smoking, even though it was never a good opinion to begin with. It angers me through everything to see that my father still chooses to smoke, and I know one day he will be suffering the same consequences because of this addiction. Life is a precious thing. Don't put it to waste because of cigarettes. It kills slowly. I hope through this some of you have also learned a lesson. Appreciate and be thankful for every day that you are able to wake up and put your feet on the ground. Also, take nothing for granted because in an instant it could be gone.